So why don't you start off by saying 3 things you're thankful for?
3 things I'm thankful for?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really thankful for Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a good guy. I'm very thankful for my mother. She raised me. And I'm very thankful for my dogs.
Great. That's good. Anything else?
Yo, I'm really thankful for the podcast setup is like, because it's super dope.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to shoot the pods without the setup.
Right. Anything else?
Electricity. Because if without that, like we would also be able to transmute this into
Shout
any
out
sort of,
Thomas Edison.
yeah, electricity. I'm very thankful for. I'm also thankful for the roof over my head,
Right.
which is also doubles as the podcast studio. I'm also thankful for wind. It's been windy lately. In like in California, there's those big things that collect electricity and like power parts of like the Central Valley. So it's good for those communities.
Okay, that's enough from you.
Yeah.
Let me list a few things I'm thankful
Go
for.
ahead. I feel like you're waiting for me to say something there.
I mean, I was waiting for you to be like, I'm thankful for you as my co-host.
No, I'm so thankful.
And actually, speaking of co-hosts,
Yeah.
Tana bought her co-host Brooke a car for
Tana
her birthday.
also does only.
Then maybe you should start.
Maybe you should start. Because why would I start? What am I going to do? What the am I going to do? Like realistically, if I did only, what am I doing?
On only.
What am I doing?
Well, you have a surplus of women. I'm sure you could create some content there.
I do not. Like me personally, I don't. And none of you follow me. I'm going to be like, look at my print on fucking OnlyFans. What am I going to do there?
I don't know, but maybe try to not say such vulgar things.
Sorry, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's more of like a you thing.
It's not really a me thing.
I think
Today, actually, your assistant manager, whatever his position is, Ethan, we were talking about OnlyFans girls, and he looked at me and he said, "Why don't you start OnlyFans?" And I said, "On behalf of Bradley, I'm about to fire you."
Well, he already knows the answer to this. It's so stupid. Well, he really said that?
Well, he almost got fired.
Yo, what an idiot, dude. We've talked about this like 1,000 times.
Yeah. I feel
Don't you tell him that, like, hey, you virtue signal on our podcast that, like, you're not doing only you're better than those other hosts.
Wait, what?
But what were we talking about?
Things I'm thankful for.
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead.
Okay, I'm thankful for my family. Thankful for my health. I'm thankful for everyone who, like, supports me and follows me and, like, likes my pictures, uses my code. Like, just support in general. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for, my boss.
Who's your boss?
You.
Oh, me.
I'm thankful for money and business.
Damn it.
I'm also thankful for those two.
You're thankful for money. And
I'm thankful
too?
for the money and the nice women.
Beautiful women
Beautiful women.
that you sometimes are like eyeing.
Yeah,
Like
I
you,
know.
not at all like in a weird way. Just
No,
like,
I do look at.
Yeah.
But I think girls do that. Girls look at other girls.
I think that's more normal than
It is.
guys doing it. Cause you'll be like, whoa, did you see this? I'm like, dude, who are you a
No,
dude?
I literally am like, yo, bro, look at that.
Like, what is going on with you?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a thing. Maybe that's.
But
a thing for you.
yesterday, one of my homies was like, you know what I like about you, Sarah, is that like if we're all out and girls come up to me, I always put my homies on. I'm like, yo, by the way, like this is like Gabe and Sam and Adam, and like this is.
Oh,
these are the
you're
girls.
like a wing. You like.
Yeah,
the
I
wing
try
woman.
to
Yeah.
throw the shot up
Dude, you know what I'm really grateful for? All of the lessons.
that you've learned.
Yeah. All the people that have me, and all the things that I fucked up and made mistakes. I'm honestly that's what I'm most thankful for, most grateful for.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, like I wouldn't have to say in any sort of regard on any podcast or anything that's like currently like honestly the most fulfilling for me. Because like these podcasts, I love them. My podcast, I love it. Conversation in general, I enjoy the most because you get to a point like for me, I was talking to this 20-year-old kid. I came to my gym in the fitness space. He's like, I've been watching you since I was a kid. He's like doing all this fitness stuff now. And he was talking to me about just some kid who was with Larry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he started asking me like, oh, like shooting content and like fitness stuff. And I got into the conversation about like kind of evolving the content over time. Like, cause like I can't film like how to bench press. Must have done that video like 7, 9, 10 times. Right. And like all the stuff that I've learned over all these years, it's interesting to see how the thing that is always the most sustainable and always the most impactful is speaking and teaching
Yeah.
and giving. So if it weren't for all these things, like, you know, back when I was younger, it was like, okay, I did the gym thing like 100%. That's all I did. That's what I focused on. So that's the information I was giving on top of like random kind of life that I would talk about just because I'd be in like a vlog at the time, and that's what we did. And we didn't really edit much in the videos. We just kind of threw clips together. So it'd be like a lot longer format. But it's when I look back on all the like the blessings that I have, it's always in relationship to like information or like advice that I'd give based on just my life.
Yeah.
So if I didn't go through things that suck with people that took advantage or, you know, me making bad mistakes or whatever, then I wouldn't have it to say. So that's why I'm grateful for all the
That's
you know,
true. Your
lessons.
experiences have like created your perspective, and now you
100%.
get to, you know, share it on a platform with other people. That's good.
So
Yeah.
big
like
time.
Grandpa Brad.
Yeah. You got to
Yeah.
be grateful for that.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like in the moment, I guess I'm not grateful for going through hard.
No, it always sucks in the moment.
But afterwards, maybe. But speaking of, actually not speaking of, coming in, there was a man outside your house who let me in so kindly. Never seen him before.
Yeah.
And then I shook his hand. I introduced myself. He didn't tell me he was your brother, but he's your brother, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
He's
is
like
he
a mountain
outside?
man. He brought his van here. My brothers lived in cars for the last decade.
Isn't that crazy how how drastically different your two lives are?
So
You're super
drastically.
bougie with a, like a nice
I wouldn't
home in
say-
LA, and he like lives in a van. He
I'm
likes
definitely not bougie, but I do, compared to him, I would be probably considered bougie.
Yeah, like he has the minimalistic lifestyle.
Like he's lived in a van for 8 years. He's lived in cars for like 10. And before that, you know,
by
it was like-
choice.
by choice. Yeah. Because he was like, I don't want to pay rent.
If you wanted to move into a house, would you move him in?
I told him last time, I was like, you can live here if you want.
Oh, that's nice.
He's
of
like,
you.
I hate this place.
Oh, okay.
Not the house, but just LA.
How old is he?
He's either 1 year or 2 years older than me. Depends on the time of the year. He's born in December.
Okay, okay.
So I think he's
So he's older
35
than
right
you.
now.
Okay.
35 or
Does he have a
36.
significant other?
Yeah. She lives in the van with him. She's not here right now. She's with her family.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so
For
cool.
the last, like, I think they've been together for, I want to say 3 years in the van together.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's dope.
It's insane. Like, imagine like that sort of closeness must just be different. Like to like,
Yeah.
there's one thing of living with someone, but living with someone in a van.
I think that's when you know if you really like someone, because if you were with them 24/7 in a van, like, you know what I mean? Like if you live with someone, you can get up and get out of the house and do your own thing and then come back home to that person.
Yeah.
If you're in a van, you're with that person 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, you could get out and leave the van.
No,
but
you can't.
You can't? You're stuck in the van.
You're strapped in.
No, but the proximity is a lot closer
Yeah.
for the majority of the time.
Maybe you
but-
should take some tips from him.
Honestly,
Maybe
like
he has
he's
some
why
good
I bought the
advice.
van.
Yeah, you bought a van that you don't use for a lot of money that you could have given me.
Why would I have given you that money? We pay you so much money. She texted me this morning. She goes, "Give me the login to that bank account."
Hey, I asked you for it last week.
I know they're making you a login.
Okay.
Yeah, they're making you a login. By the way, the money came in, guys. None of us have been paid yet, except for Jacob. But the money
Jacob's been paid?
well, he's paid through my payroll, which brings you to my next thing. Should we? This is like funny. We're talking about this on the fucking podcast. It's hilarious, but this is important. Tax.
Yeah.
Should we be on payroll? We were going to talk about this. We can talk about it off camera, but it's the same thing.
Whatever you think is best, like I'm good to roll with that because you've been in this business longer.
Yeah.
But I think I should do some research on it and get back to you.
Yeah, do it. Because there's so many different ways to do this.
There's
But
taxes are so difficult.
Bro.
I'm gonna talk to someone, but it's not even the fact of giving the money you owe to the IRS. Fine, whatever. But it's figuring out the most strategic way to do it
Yeah.
to save yourself the most amount of money and not break the law.
yeah, dude.
Please don't come for me.
No. Taxes is for some reason too. Just California is the worst place ever for this shit. Like,
Yeah.
they need to fix it. There's a payroll tax. So like, if you pay someone, you get charged while you pay them by the government.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else. I think that's in. I think maybe New York
But that's
has that.
because you get to write off the money that you're giving to that person.
Yeah, but you do that regardless. What I'm saying is, in California, if I paid you $1,000, that's the money that I write off to that person, right?
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah.
The government goes, we see you paying them $1,000. We're going to tax you on the money that you paid them. And so imagine I pay you $1,000. I got to pay you like 1,000, like 107.
Pretty specific.
But I'm not paying you 107. I'm paying
Yeah, yeah.
107 is going to the government. The 1,000 is going to you. They're
Right.
just taxing me because they see me paying you.
and then it gets taxed at the end of the year too.
And
by
then
that
and then the
person.
company get taxed and I get taxed. So if my company's paying that, it's regard. So what I'm saying is it's a literal it's just an ambiguous
It's just
tax.
a fee.
They just go,
Yeah.
oh, you're paying them? Pay us a little too.
Oh, you're paying them? You got money? Pay us too.
And then we're taxing you and your company at the end of the year as well. So anyways, we'll figure it all out. But taxes are fucking insane. And I think a lot of people, specifically in this industry, like influencers, have no
my
idea
God,
about taxes
yeah.
until you get smacked in the face. Like my ass was the same way.
Because the thing with influencer money is you make money. Like, I'm just going to be transparent with you guys. You make money. Like, say you do a brand deal, okay, and you get $5,000. You just get the $5,000 and then
I love how you lowballed that number.
what?
I just love how you lowballed that.
No, brand deal. Okay, $5,000. The brand pays you $5,000. You get all $5,000. You have to be smart enough to save 30% of that.
Yeah, they're taking
35%, whatever it is, for the end of the year. So then when February, March, April comes around and you want to pay your taxes, you have to pay that 35% of that $5,000. So you have to save $1,500.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, just because you got 5K doesn't mean you get to use all 5K. However, like when I was working at like a restaurant job, the taxes were already taken out when I got my paycheck. So I didn't have to account for like, oh, I need to save 30% of this so then I can pay taxes.
Because you were a W-9 employee. That's why.
Yes.
So it's a little different when you own the business. Yeah. But at the same time too, so like what I was going to explain to you, and it'll be helpful to people listening, like if you own a business, so you are correct, right? Let's say you get $5,000. Obviously, you don't get taxed 30% of $5,000. You have to make a well over whatever your bracket is, depending. But let's say, use that example, $5,000, you keep the 30%, you put it somewhere. Now you can spend that 30% on things that are deductibles. Like if we wanted to buy new cameras.
Yeah. We're not buying new
Okay,
cameras.
I'm just saying, if you want to buy, if you want to like put a skylight in here.
We're not doing that.
Okay. I'm just saying. You could buy things that are enhancing the business.
Yes, and then have it as a write-off.
Somewhat of it. But you can only fill those like gaps up enough. Like you can't buy 1,000 cameras and be like, oh, I don't want to pay any of this money because I have 1,000 cameras. They only have certain amounts you can spend.
Kids, save your money.
Yeah.
Everyone I said this before. If you have money just sitting in the bank, put it at least in a high yield savings. You'll get 4% ROI annually.
I hate that.
APY?
Yeah, that's per year.
Yeah.
But I think you should put your money in real estate.
Yeah.
But right now it's tough.
That's valid, but not everyone has that much to put in real estate.
Of course.
I'm saying like if you don't have enough to put in real estate or whatever, or that's a little too complicated, all you have to do, set up a high yield savings account online. There's a lot of them. Like Citibank has one, Discover I know has one. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of like well accredited ones. Put your money in a high yield savings and it'll grow a good amount.
Or put it in the sell them.
Whenever I try to give people advice, you always make mockery.
What else you do with your money?